Welcome to ABG Investor Day. My name is Simon and I'm an equity research analyst here at ABG. I have the pleasure of welcoming the CEO of Precise Biometrics, Stefan Persson. Stefan will hold a presentation of the company, after which we will have a short Q&A. Stefan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Simon. So once again, my name is Stefan Persson and I'm the CEO for Precise Biometrics. So next page, Simon. Actually, the company was started in 1997, but during the last 3 years, we have changed the focus for the company. We are still, of course, a technology-driven company, but now the focus is towards the end customer, the end consumer, and how our technology can benefit the daily usage, the daily life for our customers. And by that, we introduced a new slogan, "You are the key." You are the key to all applications, to all different resources that you are daily using in your daily life, so to say. And I will come back to this, where our new focus is. Next slide, Simon. It's all about the real customer out there, their needs, and how we solve the problem in the today digital life. So overall, why make it complicated when you can make it simple together with Precise? Next slide, please. The vision for the company. Next slide. So no matter who you are, where you are and what you do, you should always have access to your digital identity in a safe and controlled way. It should be owned by you. You should be able to control it. You should use it when you want. So you are the key to different applications and different resources. Next slide, Simon. Precise today. Today we have two different product areas. We have the algo and we have the digital identity. The algo today is a very healthy business. We are cash generating business and we have the right setup for continued success. The DI, we started that 3 years ago. 2 years ago, we had 0 customer and 0 income. And we have introduced a new product, a new go-to-market way, and we have a new sales model. Last year we were close to 2 million in sales, and this year the target is in the area of 5 million. So a rapidly growth, of course, from a low level, but this is the future for the company. We have a very, very profitable algo, and all the profit from that part of the company goes into the investment for the future. Both, of course, to reinvest in algo, but also a lot of investments in digital identity. We continue to do digitalizations in all area when it comes to sales, marketing, and development. And I will come back to that later also. We have a very focused acceleration in digital identity. We have started in the Nordic country with real focus on Sweden, and then we have grabbed some opportunity outside the Nordic countries also. Despite the very, very tricky Corona situation, we have been able to keep a flat level in the company, and we have the stability, which means that we can continue to invest in the future. We have a global organization with a world-class expertise in all areas. Next slide, please. So then into the organization. Next slide, please. A global organization where we have headquarters in Lund, where we have the majority of the platform development, product management, and staff functions. Then we have our Shanghai office, very close to our key customer in the algo area, where we have a lot of customer interaction and first-line support and some of the testing and development also. We have a sales rep in Seoul and in Taipei. And then we have in Potsdam covering US, the algo and DI sales, and also some biometric collection and evaluation. So we actually control the whole globe within our own organization. Next slide, please. A lot of marketing activities have happened during the year, unfortunately, and due to the COVID situation, we have been focusing on marketing and events via like this interface. A lot of webisodes have been introduced and will continue during the year. But now we finally can see some opportunity to start to go into fairs. We have the SecTech in Stockholm here in October, ICS East in New York here in November, and Fastighetsmässan in Stockholm that we will attend. And we are really glad to be able to meet our customer face to face. Even if we have not been able to meet some of our customers via Teams meeting and all that, we have got a lot of new customers. And now, when finally the COVID seems to fade out, we see a lot of opportunities here to meet the customer again face to face. A lot of communication via digital interfaces. We have folders on the web, video and image production, and we continue to do website, blog, news gallery, and social media and PR, etc. Everything is focused on you are the key. Next slide, please. A little bit more detail about the product digital identity. Next slide, please. So today we have 4 different verticals, 4 different offerings. The basic, which is actually utilizing the QR code, which is an entry into the access world. Then we have advanced, which is an access system utilizing our own access that we develop. We have the professional, where we have integrated with a lot of access systems like our ASAX, RCO, etc. And then we have enterprise, where we actually have developed solutions together with our customers. Next slide, please. So in the digital identity area then, now we start to integrate with several different booking systems. So we actually expand the scope here. We are going to add the visitor management handling on top of our own system. We are driving now sustainability, because this is a perfect solution with no card, no tags, no keys. You don't need to have any transportation to help people get access. You can actually control your energy via our system, because you know when people are inside the building or outside the building. So the sustainability is one key factor going forward for Precise also. It's a digital end-to-end solution where you actually onboard and do the registration and handling and controlling the access management without the physical meetings, which is actually perfect now also during the COVID situation. And we will continue to integrate with the larger AMS systems. And today we have RCO, ASAX, Genetec, S-Tool, and L, and that will come more during this year. Next slide, please. Our partners is the foundation for the growth. In the platform, as I discussed, we have a lot of more ongoing there. The distributors, we have contract now with Hatteland and Elektroskandia, and we have ongoing discussion with other distributors. We have more than 60 installers out there. And then, of course, one key area is our technology partners like Biometrics, R&D, Simon Voss, Axis, Hanva, etc. And this is the key for growth, because we can't do everything internally. So the partnership here is something that we work very hard with and will continue. Next slide, please. You can see us a lot in the media right now. We have, together with RCU, done a lot of activities. We have done with Elektroskandia. And the good part now is that when we started this journey 2.5, 3 years ago, we had to drive it ourselves. Now we got a lot of requests to be part of different media out there, which is good, because then we start to be available out there in a very good way. And that will also, of course, continue when we're growing now and increasing our sales. Next slide, please. So the sales and marketing in DIA is all about acceleration. We continue to focus on Sweden with some opportunities in Nordic and US. We handle it via the You Are the Key in all channels and with all partners. And we continue to work with social media and booked fairs, etc. Next slide, please. The market then. Next slide. We have identified 6 segments. I have communicated earlier, but it's good to repeat it. It's the apartment blocks, the commercial buildings, constructions, gyms, industrial and public. And we can see a lot of tensions now in the commercial building. We can see a lot of people actually coming back to the office, but in a different way. And there our digital solution is perfect. We can also see the industrial is very, very interesting. So even if there have been Corona and all that, the industry have been working full speed ahead. And there's a lot of interest in our product in these areas also. Next slide, please. Today we have more than 60 installations. We have one in Germany, one in Norway, and one in US. And the rest are in Sweden. We, for instance, have ABGSC, which is one of our largest customers, that utilizing our digital key system to remove all the cards and phones and physical keys for their products. We have Friskis and Svettis, for instance, that want to have access to the gym outside the normal working hours, etc., etc., and that will more come here in the future also. Next slide, please. The go-to-market activities is divided in these four. We have what is very, very important for the future and the growth and the AMS integration, as I said earlier, with RCO, Genetec, etc. We have the installations firms that are key for they have the direct contact with the customer and doing the installation. We have our direct sales, go directly to customer, and then together with our installations firm doing the installations. And this is a lot about creating the interest out in the market. So it's a lot about marketing activities from our internal sales. And then we're looking into other type of partnership ecosystem and maybe also acquisition to increase the opportunity out there going forward. Next slide, please. Unique Sales Model is a SaaS model, software as a service. We have direct contact with the customer. We are assigning the contact there because of the legal relationship and etc. But most of the sales goes actually via our installation partners that are selling on behalf of us. And then they are buying the needed hardware from the different distributors out there like Elektroskandia and Hatteland. So it's a fantastic model to scale and it's a fantastic model to utilizing existing system with a new product. Next slide, please. Then into the product area Algo. Next slide, please. As I said earlier, it's a very healthy business, a cash generation business. We have done a lot of restructuring and done a lot of efficiency. We opened up the Shanghai office, and by that, today we have a very, very good setup for the future. We continue to do digitalization in all areas. We are focused now with some key customers like Edistech, Qualcomm, and some more, where we are putting all our energy so they can be successful together with Samsung, Vivo, Oppo, etc. There are some opportunities in the embedded, but all activity there is based on a healthy return on investment. So we're not jumping on all the different opportunities like small key locks, volumes, etc. Need to be relevant volume, there need to be relevant return on investment before we go into that. In a smart card business, we can see some more activities now. We have been negative during the last year in that area because we have not seen the volume. It has been too complex and have been suffering from high bill of material. Still it's high bill of material, and still it's very complex to do the enrollment, but we have some ideas in this area. We start to see some interest out there. So hopefully during the coming 12 months, we can see some more activities in this area, and we are prepared to take the next step there also. Next slide, please. The financial development. Next slide, please. Due to the COVID situation and shortage of the components, some of our customers have had a very tough year so far. Still, we have been able to land on something close to 20 million, which we are of course not happy with, but it's stable. We have a stable gross margin, and hopefully this is the bottom for the future now, because the trend is good out there, and hopefully our customer will win some OEM projects, and by that we will actually increase our sales also. Next slide, please. The operating profit and loss, the target here is to be around the zero. We invest all the cash into our new areas, the digital identity, and reinvest in Algo to be able to grow in the future. So despite the situation, which were really tricky here in Q1 and Q2, we have been very close to plus minus zero, which is the target for the year. And that is, of course, because we have tight cost control, and we will continue to strengthen our sales activities in the digital identity. Next slide, please. Cash flow, stable cash, so it means that we can continue to invest in digital identity, which is the main purpose of the situation for the company right now. Next slide, please. Another KPI that we're following very closely is, of course, the number of users and the installation of Unique. We have more than 60 installations now. We should remember that we started on 0 last year, in the beginning of last year, and we have thousands of users every day. And so far, fantastic feedback from the customer. They're really satisfied, and with that we can actually do a lot of upsales to these guys and find more new customers. Next slide, please. Outlook. Next slide. So the Algo was impacted by the component shortage, but still we were able to defend our position there with a stable cash flow, and which means that we can continue to do the investments. We will continue to work very, very closely with the partners in the Algo area, like ABGSC, Qualcomm, etc. Embedded is based, as I said earlier, on the return on investment. DI customer base continued to grow. We had a fantastic growth last quarter by quarter, and we continue to sales via existing customer base and with new. The growth here is in the Swedish Nordic countries. Of course, we are grabbing opportunities in other countries if there is opportunity, but our main focus when it comes to sales and market is in Sweden Nordic. We will leverage on the network we have out there and the partnership, and we will continue to announce more partnership down the road here in this area. We have a SaaS model, and this model will overtake the total income for the company down the road. It's long-term contract, and it's a monthly revenue, recurrent revenue, which is a very healthy model for the future. 2022, we see stable cash flow from Algo in the royalty and continue to DI growth, and we continue to do digitalization in all areas to be able to support the growth. Next slide, please. Just one slide, we have shown it earlier. It's the potential in the DI just in Sweden. So when we have looked into the opportunities in apartment blocks, commercial building, construction, gyms, industrial, public, just the addressable market in Sweden is more than 1 billion SEK. And then if you add the Nordic countries, if you add other possibility in Europe and US, sooner or later this DI will be the major contributor to Precise income year by year. Next slide, please. So summary. Next slide, please. We have a very healthy situation based on the cash we are generating from the Algo team. That means that we can continue to do investment in the future. It's a profitable Algo situation we have today. We have been able to take a new product to the market with the DI. We continue to invest that and see a rapid growth month by month there. It's stable despite the Corona situation, which we're really happy that due to the situation where we are a global organization, we could handle all the customer independent where they were in the world, even if we have the Corona situation. And the growth journey continue the coming years here. Next slide, please. But thank you for listening in. Hopefully next time we can meet face to face. I'm looking forward to that. And now I hand over to you, Simon, again.
Thank you, Stefan, for a good presentation. My first question is about the current component shortage that have influenced many businesses globally. And you state that your royalty revenues has been impacted due to lower production of your customers. What is your outlook for the rest of the year in terms of component shortage and production volume for your customers?
So the indication we have received is that they saw the bottom level, so to say, in June, July, which means that hopefully they will be able to start to sell more. There are still component shortage, but hopefully we can see some indication it going in the right direction. We can just help our customer in the Algo area to do our best so they can win the project. But what we can see from Edistech and Qualcomm right now, they got a lot of attention. They're winning more contract. Just recently, Qualcomm announced Vivo, for instance, the large sensor area there that we were part of. So hopefully this have been the Q1 and Q2 the lowest month and quarter so far.
Thank you. And in terms of revenue splits, how much revenue is from the card business versus the the card versus phone business?
Yeah, so more or less everything is from the mobile business. The card business today is very close to zero because there is no sales. There's a lot of pilots and lots of trials and all that, and we get some revenue when it comes to ALF, which is the annual license fee, but it's a minor area. So the most of the revenue right now is from the mobile area. Okay,
and if we take a 5-year horizon, what do you think the revenue split will look like in 5 years? And also take into consideration the identity business.
Yeah, so the digital identity will grow rapidly. So 5 years down the road, our target is, of course, that the DI should be on a similar level as the mobile phone today. Absolutely. That is an opportunity. The market is there, and there's huge interest. Of course, there will be competitors out there. Today, there is no competitors in this area, but of course, they will come. We are the only one today that have a digital end-to-end solution. And the only reason we don't accelerate even more is because we need to balance the cash situation. So that's the reason why we said that we focus on Sweden, and Sweden is enough. Yes, Sweden will be bigger than the companies today. So 5 years down the road, absolutely, DI should be on the same level as the mobile area.
Great, interesting. And what about profitability for the different segments? Do you think the identity business could be more profitable in the future?
In the future, it will absolutely be more profitable. But what we said now is that we take all the profitability from the mobile area and invest that in the digital identity because there's a huge growth opportunity. So today, the focus for digital identity is growth. It's not profitability, and that we balance with a good profitability for the Algo. So and that means that the total company is plus minus zero. So that have been the target during this year.
Yeah. All right. But long term, do you think the profitability of the identity business can be better than the phone business, for instance?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is the target. So the digital identity will absolutely be a positive cash generating product area for this company.
Okay. And you have increased your investments since the start of 2020. Is this increase attributed to the investments into the digital identity business? And when should we expect that these investments will flatten out?
Yeah, so if you look into the total cost of the company, the OPEX, so to say, so when I came aboard 3 years ago, we had a similar OPEX level as today. But what we have done is that we have now done the efficiency in the Algo team and added a new product area. So and today the cost is split 50-50 more or less between the different product area. And I think we need to continue to see it like this for many years because every single investment in DI is for the future growth right now. So but we balance everything between the two areas because we need to think about the total company's situation also. But we will continue to invest in DI as long as it's possible, so to say.
Thank you. And my last question is, what is the roadmap to profitability? What will be the main drivers?
Yeah, the main drivers is of course in the DI, because the algo is already profitability. But in the DI is to scale up, to get more customer, to get out the volume there. Each contract is not a lot of money, but due to the SaaS model, where we're adding one contract, adding one customer, it's generating cash for many months, many years. And by that, all customer we're adding, we actually add cash and sales for a very long time. So the growth is the target there to get up the volumes. And so far we have not seen anyone that have invested in this, install it, that don't want to utilize this, which is really good. So it's good feedback out there also. So we have a good hope that we will see a huge growth in the future in this area.
Thanks. We have to stop there in interest of time, but thank you so much, Stefan, for attending.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.